following is a Comfortably Zoned Radio Network production.
We are back. Canna Chat in the Zone. I'm Ralph Tyko with the Comfortably Zoned Radio Network, and never am I more comfortably zoned when I get to talk to Melodye Montgomery, returning to the zone. And welcome, darling.
Hi, thank you so much. I'm always happy to be here.
Oh, I so much enjoyed chatting with you. You were on last edition, and we talked about the legalization of cannabis on a national level. And I kind of shortchanged you a little bit because we didn't get to talk about the local level where we are in the East Bay area. We both live in Alameda, and we're both involved in the entire cannabis scene, not only in Alameda but in Oakland. And you have one of the most cool things going that's positive about the legalization of said product. Last interview, we talked about all the things that were bittersweet about it being legalized. This is an interview we're going to talk about certainly no bitter. It's all sweet. You have an organization that gets seniors, and I am a senior myself, but so I really can appreciate it, having known an awful lot of seniors that were not smokers before it became legal and wouldn't smoke on a bet because of its illegality. And now, given everything, given progress in the medical side of it, they're all for it, and you get people together, give them instructions on product, on all of this, and this is in the East Bay in Oakland. And Melodye, tell us all about it.
So, first, before I start, Ralph, I'm going to ask you a quick question, if you don't mind. Do you want to talk about what I do personally, or do you want to talk about the big group, Oakland Senior?
I want to talk about what you do for the Oakland seniors.
Okay. So yes, we this is not a new group. It's kind of a morphed group from a group that I also co-founded a few years ago that was East Bay Senior Cannabis. We decided that we wanted different leadership, and so we just kind of made a new group, and it's called Oakland Senior Cannabis. We gather together people 50 and above. If you are 50 years old or above, you can come to our group. If you are a caretaker of somebody that's a senior that's 50 or above, and you want to learn more about how to use cannabis or how to involve your senior person in cannabis, you can come to our group to learn. So we meet monthly. We do a little education piece, not a long piece. We tend to do 15, 20 minutes of the education piece as a standalone during the meeting. But I feel like the whole meeting runs educational because I have a lot of OGs in this group. And so there's constantly information being given, constantly information being shared. It's an open space. It's a safe space. It's accessible. It's a wonderful thing to see seniors being able to transition from opiates and opioids and what I call hard drugs that their doctors are giving them, and come over to cannabis, where they find that you don't have to medicate your whole body to fix the arthritis in your hands. Here's this topical. Rub it on your hands. It will ease your pain. It will ease the inflammation, and you don't have to walk around all Vicodin up for the rest of the day just so you can bend your hands. So we teach things like that.
And the side effects are absolutely minimal, other than a little munchy.
Yeah, and with topicals, you very rarely get that. So we do try to teach about other ways, not just how we smoke weed, although we do smoke a lot of cannabis at these events. I'm not going to lie. You know, you're there.
And that isn't really a bad thing.
That's not. And
as
that's
we've
another...
both come to know. Let me tell you something about OGers and meetings and community that legalization has provided. We as old Gers get to learn from the new folks coming to it, because things have obviously changed. There were two ways of getting high when I was a kid, and I'm still a kid. All those years, and it was smoking and edibles, and
eating.
It was also inexact. Now it's become a science.
Well, and what we that's pretty much flour. We smoked the flour. We rolled a joint, so we smoked it in our bongs or pipes. We didn't have. I mean, maybe if you were lucky, you got some hash, the concentrate, but that was the limit of it, the cold water hash. A whole new era out here with the other concentrates, with the BHOs products, the shatters, the crumbles, the sugars, the sauces. All these things are so concentrated and so strong. A few years ago, I won a ticket to go to this thing called the Secret Cut. I won a VIP ticket, so I got to go sit in with the judges, and what they were doing was judging. At this time was like the new rage. It was shatters and these concentrates. And I went in, and they were all kids. When I looked at them, I was in my 50s at that point. And when I looked at them, I was like, oh, my God, they're all kids. Everyone up in here is a kid. And they are so smart about what they're doing here. So I got in with those youngsters and started learning what's new. What's the right way to do it? What's the wrong way to do it? What's safe? What's not safe? So I feel like yes, we are OGs, but we got to keep our finger on what's going on new in the cannabis world. Otherwise, we get left behind, because it's fast and it's new, and there's so many things out there. So that's what we try to teach.
In turn, the OGers have to keep from making it a corporate business, so to speak. And just remembering, passing on the spirit of it. When first we started smoking, if you're anything like me in the way of experience with the stuff, the papers might have cost more than the actual product. It was shared. It was.
Of course, that product, Ralph, if you remember, had more stems and seeds than actual weed sometimes.
That's true. If you're in Minsk and you just have one flower pot and it's got to last you all year, there's a big value on that. It'll get you a lot higher knowing that's all you got.
Yeah.
So grateful to be in California. Grateful to be in an area that is very progressive, and it starts with Oaksterdam. I know you're a graduate of Oaksterdam.
I am alum.
My Tally is a graduate of Oaksterdam. Would you talk to that institution and how it got started and what it's all about, its importance in the worldwide cannabis movement?
I can talk a little bit about it. I mean, I wasn't really involved at the beginning of it. I can tell you my experience about it and what it's done for me and the people that I had in the classes that I took and how I see them prospering. I took it I took the classic semester, like 13 weeks of school, in 2014. And I went because I felt like there was things, even as an OG, that I didn't know that I needed to know. And my husband asked me, what are you going to do with this? And I said, I don't know. I'm just going to go learn some stuff. And the class was wonderful.
for a second. I don't know if you're coming through to the audience. I'm getting absolute distortion, so I'm gonna just take a station break, push a few buttons, and if you would be kind enough to hang up and call back in, we'll resume it from there.
Okay.
Oh, now wait, that's much better.
Is that better?
Yes. Okay. Something happened where so I'm going to ask you. We may have to edit this a little bit. Let's pick it up at the question that I asked you. You were right in the middle when the distortion sounded. You said you were keeping up with your friends that took Oaksterdam classes with you and their success. After that,
yes. So I just yesterday, like last night late, went out to dinner with a few of Oaksterdam graduates. We formed a wonderful bond that I wasn't expecting, and I'm able to just watch people grow. Katie Rabinitz from Magnolia was in school with me. She went over there. I was a patient at Magnolia and sent her over to see if she could get a job. She ended up getting a bud tender job there at Magnolia while we were still in school at Oaksterdam, just from the power of going to Oaksterdam. Today, 4 years later, she's a manager there at Magnolia. So there's a lot of those kind of success stories that I've watched come out of Oaksterdam.
So you were happy with it, and
I really was. I was able to create 2 cannabis businesses from the knowledge that I gained. The community that I'm able to grow around that. We have an annual event called Oaksterdam Thanksgiving that I do at either my house or one of my co-classmates, Eden. And what I did the first year I went, I noticed that over half of my class at Oaksterdam were exports from out of the state. So here it was Thanksgiving, and they didn't have any family to be with because they were from Florida, they were from Texas, they were from Washington, they were from out of country even. So I talked to my husband. He said yes. So I invited people to my home to have an infused Thanksgiving dinner.
Wow.
So that was 4 years ago. We just did our fourth one. We did 2014, 15, 16, 17, 18. Our fifth one. We just did our fifth one last Thanksgiving. So I do a huge infused turkey, and everybody brings infused side dishes and desserts, and I end up having people sleeping on my couch, and we just have a really great time. It's an annual Oaksterdam off-site event.
That's terrific.
So I've gained a lot from Oaksterdam. I not just the knowledge that I learned in class and the base that it gave me to at least begin to think of what kind of business I would like to do, because they make you do a lot of that kind of thinking. If you had a cannabis business right now, what would it be? What would the label look like? What would this look like? What would you say? A lot of that kind of just theoretical thinking. Where am I going? What would be cool? I understand now that their classic semester is all about how to start a cannabis business.
Oh,
where
really?
when I took it, it was, yes. Where when I took it, it was a lot of history of cannabis, how the laws came about, how prohibition came into effect, who were the key players. And we learned a lot about the flower, and we learned other things, but there was a lot of history and stuff like that involved. Now I'm understanding that it's strictly a how to create a cannabis business class, which I'm kind of interested in seeing what the curriculum there looks like.
Melodye, may I remind the audience that one doesn't have to be in California to partake in the Oaksterdam program. They have courses on the internet that are amazing. So if you're
yes, they do. So if you can make it here, I highly suggest you make it here to attend in person.
Yeah, but there are
the community that you create is how you start your business. It's so many people have started business from the communities that we build out of things like that.
Okay. That said, I can't disagree with you at all, but there are folks from all over the country, all over the world, that simply can't get to Oakland.
Yes, sir. And so there are online classes. They're doing classes in other states as well now. So you can just look them up at online, OaksterdamUniversity.com, and find out where their classes are upcoming, where their seminars are upcoming, and how to be more involved there.
When, if you would be kind enough to tell our audii, is your next seniors meeting, and where is it?
Okay, that's a good question. We usually meet the third Friday of every month at the EVB Gallery on Telegraph. This month there's another event that has bumped us, so we are trying to decide right now whether we will keep it on the same day at the same spot and change days, or whether we keep it on the same day and change spots. So follow us at Tokeland Senior to look for the event posting, and that will have the time and the day of it. That's the best I can do for this month. Typically, we're very consistent, but the spot that we meet at is donated. It is a gift to us. Therefore, if the business has a real big paying gig coming in, we have to bow to that and say, "Ooh, do your thing, make some money, so we know we have a building next month."
Absolutely, and the site itself is absolutely terrific. You look down upon Oakland. There's an outside patio, beautiful room, and the ambiance is terrific. Melodye, thank you for another terrific Canna Chat in the Zone.
Thank you, Ralph. I hope everything is wonderful for you today.
All right, and I'm worried about tomorrow.
Nah, just today.
Oh, we're all day today.
Just today.
Well, my friend.
You too.
Thank you again.
Bye.
Thank you for listening, everybody. Canna Chat in the Zone, Comfortably Zoned Radio Network. I'm Ralph Tyko. Adios. The proceeding was a Comfortably Zoned Radio Network production. Thank you for listening.